Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the people show. Checking the pulse of Husker Nation, brought to you by DPS Concrete Construction. Check them out at dpsconstruction.net. Also, carrikerchronicles.com. It's where all your Husker sports hopes and dreams will come true, ladies and gentlemen. It's just science. The shirt is too perfect. Although the it we're talking about isn't me, it's the transfer portal. Like, good Lord, if you're surprised like I was that Emmett Johnson entered the transfer portal, is going to enter the transfer portal because it opens Monday. Smash the like button. So a couple of thoughts on this. All right. And just a reminder, subscribe, ring the notification bell. I thought I wasn't going to be recording a show, at least for a day. I think I asked my wife, hey, is there any news? Like around noon yesterday. She's like, no, it's been a slow 30 minutes. So you never know when stuff's going to pop up. Emmett Johnson entering the transfer portal. This legit surprised me. Now, it's interesting because this is a guy who thought about entering the portal last year, just toying with it. And then at one point last summer or something, actually wrote a song about how much he loved it in Lincoln. So this is an interesting one to me. For me, okay, when I interviewed Emmett earlier this year, you can find that on the YouTube channel, the website. When I interviewed Emmett, something interesting came out of that. And I forget exactly when that was. I want to say it was around our first bye week. So around we were getting ready to play Indiana. All right. Something came out in that interview, and it was that he only had one scholarship offer, he told me, coming out of high school. I knew he wasn't as highly recruited, but I didn't realize he only had one scholarship offer, because at the time I was like, man, he's our best running back. He needs to be playing. He needs to be getting the ball more, et cetera, et cetera. As Dana Holgerson mentioned, sometimes position coaches fall in love with players, not intentionally, not unintentionally. Sometimes you decide, I really like this guy. And it's not that you're trying to overlook somebody else, but sometimes despite whatever it is they may or may not be doing, you really like this guy over here. And he told me he only had one scholarship offer coming out of high school. And I remember thinking, it's easy to overlook a guy like that. And because I'm like, man, why isn't he getting more reps, getting more opportunities? So I can't help but wonder if maybe the lack of reps the first 6, 7, 8 games of the year contributes to this. I can't help but wonder, because I've known guys like this. He never really got recruited coming out of high school. I've known guys who didn't really get recruited coming out of high school, and they get an opportunity at another time later in life to be recruited, and they'll go do it. And some guys just, I never got to be recruited. I want to be recruited. Maybe this is, you look at Jamari Butler. He's in the transfer portal again. You think about last year. He entered the transfer portal and then came back. I don't know what he's going to do this year. Okay? Maybe some guys just go in the transfer portal to see how much they can get. Whether we like it or not, the college football has always been a business. Now they're just not hiding it at all. They're just putting it on Front Street. And now, whether we like it or not, a topic for another day, another video, college football players have the opportunity to go into the transfer portal. All right, from my understanding, twice a year for 5 years, so they can essentially do it 10 times. It's almost unlimited. And see how much money they can get. It's like NFL free agency, but you don't have to lock into a 3 or 4 year contract. You can do it every year and see what you can get. Again, like it or not, to say that for like the 18th time in this video, that's business. And I can't say that I blame them. I'm personally a Nebraska guy, so I'd want to play for Nebraska no matter what. I chose to come back my senior year when I would have been a first round draft pick. I was projected to be a first round pick, and I came back anyways. For me, there's several reasons. And I can sit here and act like I know why he's doing this. I was surprised. I've shot him a message. I've not heard back yet. I'm sure he's been bombarded. All right, this is a video where I'm speculating just a little bit. It's not like the Harburg video where I know some things. It's not like the Tony White gut reaction. By the way, and I can share this now. When I said I was talking to, there is no more reliable source than I was talking to when I talked in that gut reaction to Tony White video, I was texting with Tony White. Like, there was no more reliable source under God's hot sun than the one I was talking to, because I was texting with Tony White. When I did that gut reaction, he had not signed yet. All right, and I'm going to leave it there. I'm comfortable with sharing I was talking to Tony now because he's in Florida State and it's all done. Okay, some of the other details he shared with me in the text, I will keep those private. With this one, I haven't heard back. It's a little bit speculatory. Now, I got a couple of thoughts, but before I dive into those, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, DPS Concrete Construction, also BonzoPoolAndSpa.com. when it comes to concrete work, retaining wall work, when it comes to pools, when it comes to saunas, when it comes to hot tubs, these two companies have been great to myself, my family, to the people I know, to the people that they've worked for, that they've worked with. They do a great job, both of them. If you need concrete and retaining wall work done, dpsconstruction.net. You need hot tubs taken care of or to get one, saunas, pools, bonzelpool.com. dpsconstruction.net, bonzelpool.com. Check them out. I've never mixed sponsors like that, but they both do great work, so in my mind, they're very, very similar. Here's a reason I was surprised, and I think a lot of people are surprised. But he's going to be our starting running back next year, Adam. I agree. I think he was going to be our starting running back. Now, was he going to be the guy? Maybe he wants to be a featured back. Maybe he was going to have to rotate with Dante, Dowdell. But when Holgorsen came in, he was pretty much the guy the last few games under Holgorsen. So that's what I anticipated going into next year. And so I have to guess that's what he anticipated. And he still went into the portal. Again, I haven't heard back. It's speculatory from my part, based on conversations I've had and things I do know up to this point. But for me, I was like, oh man, he's going to be the guy. They're finally letting him start and playing him more. And he enters the portal. So it caught me off guard. I think it caught a lot of people off guard. You look at the running back group now. And it's two guys, actually, because Gabe transferred. Ramirez graduated. And as of right now, again, it opens Monday. I'm talking like they're in the portal and are entering the portal. Emmett Johnson's entering the portal on Monday. So we've got Dante Dowdell, Quentin Ives. If Quentin Ives goes in the portal, we got one back. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we do have a couple of freshmen coming in. I should mention Connor Booth has like video game numbers. All right. But as far as older players, we need to bring in some receivers. By the way, Kentucky's top 2 wide receivers are in the portal. Like, this is also a part of college football. Their top 2 wide receivers are in the portal. They just might be at Nebraska. We'll see. All right. College football is just wild. It's just wild. You've got, okay, Garret Mcguire, if you hadn't heard, he's going to be at Texas Tech next year. All right, who else we got here? Oh, Bill Belichick interviewed to be the Tar Heels head coach. And actually, he, and I quote, blew them away in the interview, end quote. There's high interest on both parts. But he actually doesn't have much college coaching experience. And that's actually the biggest knock. The Belichick doesn't have enough experience in football at something. I don't know that this college football landscape would fit him well. He is, I believe, 72 years old. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts, your comments below. All right, so right now, people coming back or into Nebraska, it's Dana Holgorsen, Dykel Shorts. People leaving so far, Tony White, Terrence Knighton, Garret Mcguire, Emmett Johnson, Kai Wallen, James William, Daniel Kalen, Jamari Butler, Mekhi Gaber, Prince Will Yulin, Vincent Jackson, Stephen Thompson. Prince Will Yulin is on this list twice, Malachi Colvin, Gabe Irvin, and an additional one as well. I got some questions for you, but shout out to Natalie Potts, Nebraska women's basketball, had her surgery. Best of luck to her. I believe it's her knee on her recovery coming back. So, question for you. And obviously the portal hasn't opened, so we don't know who's coming here yet. When you think the portal season is all said and done, basically next football season, because I feel like it never ends, do you feel like Nebraska fans are going to feel better or worse about the transfer portal and how it helped and or hurt our team? Yes or no? Better or worse? Okay. And again, we might get Kentucky's top 2 receivers. We might get none. I don't know. And we have guys in the portal who might come back. Remember, they can come back. Number 2, Bryce Underwood flipped from LSU to Michigan, if you hadn't heard this, for $10.5 million. Has the portal gotten out of control? Yes or no? Has NIL gotten out of control? Yes or no? That's the question. And do you think this is playtime related from earlier in the season? Do you think he just wants to test and see what money he can get? Talk about Emmett Johnson like free agency? Do you think he just wants to be recruited? Let me know. Why do you think he entered the portal? You know, I don't like that. That could get crazy in the comments. We don't need craziness in the comments. Just answer the first 2 questions. Better or worse will Nebraska fans feel when transfer portal season's all said and done come next season? And has NIL kind of gotten out of control? And if you want to, you can tell me if you think the portal's gotten out of control. Go Big Red Nose, remember. Throw the ball.